Hi, everybody. So I am so excited to be here today and doing this little live stream. And I was trying to think of what to do for Friday favorites. And I wanted to talk about the Annie Award nominations, and then the Golden Globes came out. And I thought, why not do a little live stream? I've just been so busy with all these Hallmark movies and just Christmas movies in general and all the other stuff I have going on. I just didn't have time to edit a video for Friday favorites. So I thought, why not just do a live stream? I could answer some of your questions if you have any. And then I could just share my thoughts on the different nominations. So it could be pretty fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So, all right, here we go. And you can ask me questions about anything, whether it's Hallmark related or Christmas related or movie related or my life or whatever, anything you want. So, all right, let's get started. So the first thing is the Annie Awards. The Annie Awards, if you don't know, are awards that are given by the International Animated Film Society. And so they are going to sometimes more detail than the other award shows give. As far as animation, you have nominations for voice talent, you have nominations for advertising, for stuff like that other shows are not going to cover. And so it's really a cool thing for animation. And this year it had some really interesting nominations. So let's go over them. And I've seen most of the films nominated, or I'm going to see them very soon. So for Best Animated Feature, we have Early Man by Aardman, Incredibles 2, Pixar, Isle of Dogs from Fox Searchlight Pictures, Ralph Breaks the Internet from Walt Disney, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse from Sony Pictures Animation. And I think that the winner of this will tell a lot about who is going to win the Oscar. If Spider-Verse is able to win this, I think that's a pretty good sign that it might actually win. If it doesn't, then and Incredibles 2 or Ralph Breaks the Internet wins, then that probably what will happen for the Oscars. But because it's just a question of the sort of older members of the Academy, will they vote for Spider-Man movie to win the Oscar? I don't know. I mean, is there that much difference between Spider-Man and Incredibles as far as concept? Not really, or genre. So I don't know, but they haven't ever given, except for Toy Story, they haven't been super kind to the Pixar sequels. So Ralph Breaks the Internet is really great, so I could see that. I do think that I am hopeful that maybe Mirai will sneak in for the Oscars as opposed to Early Man, but the Academy just has never nominated a non-Studio Ghibli anime film. And despite many really great films like Your Name being available to nominate, and so I don't know if they will finally break the mold and nominate Mirai. But they do also love Aardman, and they love stop motion in the Academy. But we'll see what happens. I normally am a huge Aardman defender, but I didn't really like Early Man very much. I thought it was kind of boring. I just didn't really like the character designs. I didn't really like the story, and it just didn't do it for me. It's not awful. I didn't hate it, but it was disappointing for me. And so I would not have it in the nominations, but I would not be surprised at all if it is in the nominations at the end of the day. So I don't know. And hi, Dayton. And so, yeah, we'll see. So then the next category for the Annies is Best Animated Independent Feature. So they break it up into two categories here. So it's kind of nice. And so any of these you could see getting usually there's one or two independent releases that get nominated for Best Animated Feature. And this year, they could be any of these. They have C'est Magnifique, Gâteau, MFKZ, Mirai, Reuben Brandt Collector, and Tito and the Birds. I have seen three of these. I saw MFKZ, which I did not care for myself, but I could actually see it getting nominated because it is visually very like new and crazy different. But to me, it was just chaos upon chaos upon chaos upon chaos upon chaos. It didn't have any real story that made any sense. It was just, and I don't know, I just felt assaulted by the movie. It was not for me. And then Mirai, I think, has a very good chance if they can finally get over their anime bias, because it's such a lovely little movie. It's such a sweet story about this little boy learning to love his sister and his family, and it's really, really good. So I don't know. I hope so. I hope it'll get nominated. But Reuben Brandt Collector, I've heard nothing but really good things about it. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but I'm definitely, looking forward to it. I'm a little sad that Sergeant Stubby didn't get nominated just because I really loved it and I thought it was so sweet and did so many things right that so many similar films wouldn't do right, and walked that line between a war film that is honest but is also isn't too traumatic. I thought it did a great job and I really loved it. So it's too bad. I was hoping at least the Annies. I don't think it got nominated for anything, which is too bad. Anyway, I agree with Jaden. The Stubby got the snub. I think Jaden and I are the big soldiers for Sergeant Stubby. It was really good. And then Tito and the Birds, and also I should say that Sergeant Stubby comes out on Blu-ray on the 11th, so it's coming up soon, this week, or this next week. So you make sure you get it. It's really good. Trust me, you'll like it. And then Tito and the Birds. I've actually seen this one on a screener. And it's a good, interesting story. It's about basically the idea is that fear has been kind of, how do you say it, turned into a disease, and that people can catch other people's fear. And these just kind of spread by birds. And so these two kids, it's this dystopian, and so they're trying to find this father and trying to fight this disease of fear, and it was a little heavy-handed. The script was a little clunky for me, but I thought it was really beautifully animated, and it's an overall nice message. It's a good movie. I liked it, but I just like Sergeant Stubby better. Yeah, and next week, like Jaden says, it comes to Blu-ray, so it's really a good movie. Anyway, so I would be shocked if Mirai doesn't win this at the Annies, this one, because it is really good. And I think at the Annies, at least, I hope Spider-Man wins, even though I haven't seen it yet. We'll see. If not, Ralph Breaks the Internet will probably win. Then next is Best Animated Special Production. So this is Back to the Moon. This is a Google Spotlight story, so it's a short, I think. I haven't seen it. Mary Poppins Returns. So the animated portion of that movie. The Emperor's Newest Clothes. This is an HBO short, I think. And The Highway Rat. I don't know that. So Mary Poppins Returns is probably going to win because it's amazing. All the animated shorts were all new to me. Grandpa Walrus, Lost and Found, Solar Walk, Untravel, and Weekends. So I'm not going to go over every single one of these, but I did find it absolutely hilarious that for best animated television broadcast commercial, that you had The Grinch getting nominated. And if there's anything that Illumination deserves to get a prize for, it's their marketing. So I thought that was really funny that it got nominated. So some other things that I was happy about. A lot of love for Hilda in the nominations, which makes me very happy. In best animated television broadcast production for children, you have Hilda, Kung Fu Panda, The Paws of Destiny, Little Big Awesome, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Tales of Arcadia Troll Hunters. I haven't seen any of those except for Hilda, and Hilda is amazing. It's a definitely win. It was so great. Then they have Best General Audience Animated Television. They have Big Mouth, Bob's Burgers, BoJack Horseman, Human Kind of, and Venture Brothers. I don't watch any of those shows. I've seen Bob's Burgers and I've seen BoJack Horseman a couple episodes, but I just couldn't get into either. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bob's Burgers probably wins that one, but we'll see. And then animated effects in an animated television series. You have DreamWorks Theater presents Kung Fu Panda, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super Mansion, Tales of Arcadia Troll Hunters, and Watership Down. And this was exciting because I actually I'm not sold on Watership Down yet. So I'm glad that it got some nominations because I hope that it's a good movie because I love the book and I love the original movie. So we'll see. And then for animated effects in an animated feature production, Early Man, Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, Incredibles 2, Next Gen, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. I need to see Next Gen. It's on my list. I figured I could wait until after Christmas and things aren't so insane, and then I could check it out. But I think out of the ones I have seen, the effects, I think I would probably give it to Incredibles 2. The action was really good in that movie. And so all the effects I think really worked. And then they have character animation in an animated television show. They have the Age of Sail, Back to the Moon. I need to watch that Back to the Moon. Hilda, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, and Tumble Leaf. And I think that Hilda should win. It's so good. Character animation in a feature is Early Man, Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think that from what I've seen, that Spider-Verse is probably the most deserving because the characters look so like there's just individual genres. Each one has its own style, own type of animation, and merging that all together is pretty incredible. But since I haven't seen it, I would give it to Isle of Dogs. Probably the characters were really great in Isle of Dogs. So they have character animation in live action. You have Infinity War, Christopher Robin, Mary Poppins Returns, Paddington 2, and Nutcracker in the Four Realms. And that's all very worthy as far as character animation and live action. I think that I would probably go with Paddington 2 just because I think it was so great. Like he looked so good. And you forgot that he was an effect, to me at least. Let's see what else. Let's see. So more real quick. So for director, you have Nick Park for Early Man, Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, Gendy, Tartakovsky, Incredibles 2, Brad Bird, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Rich Moore, Phil Johnson, Spider-Verse into the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Bob Persichetti, Rodney Rothman, and Peter Ramsey. And, I think these are all worthy. I mean, they all did. This is just a great group of animators. Wish we could get some female animators in there directing. That would be cool. But I think any of them are worthy as far as the direction that they did. But I guess I would probably pick. Rich Moore and Phil Johnson because I think they took a topic that could have really skunked it and made a really good movie. So anyway, and then I was really excited that for music, that Elena of Avalar got nominated, because music in that show is so great. Back to the Moon, Disney, Mickey Mouse, Tangled, and the Tom and Jerry show got nominated. But for music in a feature, they have Dr. Seuss, The Grinch, Early Man, Incredibles 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Smallfoot. I think this is maybe the only nomination for Smallfoot. So yeah, so that one's definitely not, I don't see that getting nominated for at the Oscars at all. So, and the music was so weird in that movie. But yeah, Jaden, I agree with you. I think Paddington 2 was so good. And that's cool that you're going to see. I'm also going to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse next week. They're having 2 early screenings tonight and on Saturday. But unfortunately, I have plans tonight that I had already purchased the tickets for. And tomorrow, I'm busy with the podcast doing interviews all day. So too bad. Anyway, production design, Early Man, Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, Isle of Dogs, Mary Poppins Returns, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I really think Isle of Dogs deserves this one because the production design was so amazing. The attention to detail in the backgrounds and in the settings was incredible. Each one was a work of art, and so I think that I especially loved all the scenes behind that sort of wall of glass. I thought it looked so cool. So for production design, I would give it to Isle of Dogs personally. And let's see if there's anything else. Storyboarding, The Grinch, Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 got 2 nominations. 2 storyboard artists got nominated. Mary Poppins Returns and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Voice acting in television. BoJack Horseman for Will Arnett. F is for family for Debbie Derryberry. Pete the Cat is Juliet Donenfield. Skylanders Academy, Patrick Warburton, and Unikitty is Tara Strong. So good job, Tara. That's pretty cool. Hope she wins. Okay, then voice acting in a feature, you have Early Man, Eddie Redmayne voicing Doug, Incredibles 2, Holly Hunter, Isle of Dogs, Bryan Cranston, Next Gen, Charlene Yee, and Ralph Breaks the Internet for Sarah Silverman. Out of all of these, I haven't seen Next Gen yet, but who would I give it? I think I would probably give it to Holly Hunter for Incredibles 2. She did a really good job. So, hi, Nate. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Television. Let's see. Let me get a few more. I'm probably getting so bored of this. Writing. Yeah, Big Mouth, Hilda, Star vs. Forces of Evil, and We Bare Bears. Those were really good. I liked all of them. And then writing in a feature, Incredibles 2, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Teen Titans Go to the movies. That's kind of cool that got a nomination for writing because that movie, I thought at least, was hilarious. I laughed my head off. So, but for writing, it's hard because I haven't seen Spider-Verse yet, but I think I would go with Ralph Breaks the Internet because I think they had such a tricky line to walk, and they did such a good job with it for me. All right, I think that's most of them. Yeah, there you go. So that's the Annie Awards. It'll be interesting to see what happens. If it's a big night for Disney, that will probably be a pretty good prediction of what will happen at the Oscars, because I think they're going to be less bold at the Oscars. But if it's a good night for Spider-Verse, then that could be a good sign. We'll see. So Jaden says, I didn't like Teen Titans Go, but better than Duck Duck Goose. Oh, yeah, there you go. At least it's got that, I guess. I thought it was so funny. But anyway, all right. So let's, Nate says, that I wish I could have seen Isle of Dogs. I know, it was so good. It's not perfect, but it was really good. And Jane says, I'm really excited for Mary Poppins 2. Oh, it was so good. I loved it. All right, let's talk about the Golden Globes. Okay, so these are the Hollywood Foreign Press. These are a lot of times somewhat predictory of what's going to happen at the Oscars. So for Best Motion Picture Drama, we have Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star Is Born. First of all, I'm really, really surprised that they nominated A Star Is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody in the drama categories. I would have thought they would have come up in the musical or comedy because of their music. But I don't know. I mean, and certainly Black Panther is a surprise. I'd be surprised if that ends up happening for the Oscars. I mean, it's a really good movie, and so I don't have a problem with it being nominated. And Black Klansman I really liked. I haven't seen If Beale Street Could Talk, but I love Moonlight, so very hopeful about that movie. But for me, I didn't really care for Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought that it was very poorly written and poorly put together, and I didn't think it did its message very well. I think the concert scenes were entertaining, but I thought it felt like a TV movie and not a particularly great TV movie. I just has a good lead performance, but I didn't think it was a good movie. And so I certainly don't think it should be in there. But the rest I'm fine with as far as nominations, because they were all pretty good movies in my opinion. So Best Actress in a Motion Picture, you have Glenn Close for The Wife, Lady Gaga for Star Is Born, Nicole Kidman for Destroyer. I haven't even heard of that. I don't even know that, so I'll have to keep an eye out for it. Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Rosamund Pike for Private War. And so I actually only seen a Star Is Born out of these nominations, so I have a lot of work to do. But I loved Lady Gaga in that, so I'm a little surprised. I thought maybe they might try to finagle her into a supporting actress role somehow, but yeah, I know Sherlock Gnomes got snubbed. So then Best Actor in Motion Picture Drama is Bradley Cooper, Star Is Born, William Dafoe, At Eternity's Gate. I think he plays Vincent Van Gogh in that, if I'm not mistaken. Lucas Hedges for Boy Erased, Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody, John David Washington for Black Klansman. And I would have personally given the nomination to Adam Driver for Black Klansman. I thought that he did a better job and was a really, really interesting performance. But he was good. He was fine, John David Washington. But my favorite, I mean, I haven't seen Boy Erased, but I do love Lucas Hedges as an actor. But I loved Star Is Born, so I'd probably go there. There's much I still need to see. I'm so behind this year. It's terrible. So Best Actress in Motion Picture or Musical or Comedy, Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Returns, Olivia Colman for The Favourite, Elsie Fisher, 8th Grade, Charlize Theron in Tully, and Constant Wu, Crazy Rich Asians. So this is really exciting. I love Crazy Rich Asians. I loved 8th Grade, and I loved Mary Poppins Returns. So some really great performances there. I think I really respected Charlize Theron's performance in Tully, even if I was disappointed in the movie in the end. It's probably the best performance out of all of these. Yeah, I probably will give it. It's definitely one of the stretches or the most as far as her acting. So maybe I'd give it to Charlize Theron. Best Actor in Musical Comedy, Christian Bale for Vice, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Mary Poppins Returns, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book, Robert Redford, Old Man and the Gun, John C. Reilly, Stan and Ollie. I definitely give it to Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. I thought he was great in it, and it was such a lovely character, such a funny character, really good. And and so, okay, then we have Best Supporting Actress in any motion picture, so they don't divide it. Amy Adams for Vice, Claire Foy, First Man, Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone, The Favourite, Rachel Weisz The Favorite. So I have only seen First Man out of any of these, and I wasn't in love with it like I hoped to be. But I hope that Regina King maybe wins because I really like her. So Best Actor in Supporting Role, Mahershala Ali, Green Book, Timothée Chalamet, Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver. Oh, he did get nominated. There we go. Adam Driver, Black Klansman, Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice. I have seen Green Book and Black Klansman, and I really thought Adam Driver was great, so I think I'd give it to Adam Driver in here. Best Animated is Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I really hope that these are the nominations for the Oscars. That would make me very happy. I think that would be the right picks to be nominated. So I hope that that happens. But we'll see if the anime bubble can be burst. And then foreign language, Capernaum, Girl, Never Look Away, Roma, and Shoplifters. Very excited about this because I love Korida, the director, Hirokazu Korida, and his film Shoplifters looks amazing. And I get to see it at the beginning of January. And so I was really excited to see him get nominated. And I think he deserves to win. Jane says, I wish Stubby didn't get snubbed. I know. I'm so sad. It's so good. Oh, well, at least we know, Jaden. We know. Best Director as Bradley Cooper, Stars Born, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, Peter Farrelly, Green Book, Spike Lee, Black Klansman, Adam McKay, Vice. So I haven't seen Roma yet, but I really want to because I love Alfonso Cuarón. And but yeah, I mean, they're all, I think, worthy. So there we go. Screenplay is Roma, The Favorite, If Beale Street Could Talk, Vice, and Green Book. And then, I would give it to Green Book. I really liked the script. It was really good. Original score, Quiet Place, Isle of Dogs, Black Panther, First Man, and Mary Poppins Returns. I don't even remember the score in A Quiet Place, so I was kind of surprised about that. With so many other films that came out this year, but with great scores. So that's sort of surprising. I actually liked the score in Solo, but that probably is not gonna get anywhere this year. I actually also loved the music in Sergeant Stubby, Patrick Doyle, but oh well. Best television series. This is where I really don't know anything about most of these things. The Americans, Bodyguard, Homecoming, Killing Eve, Pose. Don't watch any of those shows. Let's see if any shows that I watched got nominated. I'm like really quick. Yeah. It's kind of weird that Deborah Messing for Will and Grace and Candice Bergen for Murphy Brown got nominated. And that's weird. So, and Nate says, I kind of like Bob's Burgers. Yeah, I know a lot of people like Bob's Burgers. I just never been able to get into it. I want to. I don't know. Something about it. It's just, but maybe I should try it again. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have much to say on the TV side of things with this. Do you guys have any questions for me at all? Because I don't think there's an animated television category. But I don't watch Barry, The Good Place, Kidding, Kominsky Method, Marvelous Miss Maisel. Don't watch that. So there you go. So that's my thoughts on the Golden Globe nominations. Overall, I'm fine with the nominations. I'm not really, the only one I really disagree with is Bohemian Rhapsody because I thought it was not great. But the rest I'm fine with. And so we will see what happens. You're never going to like everything, but I'm pretty pleased with the Annies, and I'm pretty pleased, except for Stubby getting snubbed. But they probably just didn't have the money to do the real campaign that it needed right now, which is a shame. But anyway, so that's my thoughts. And it's been a busy time for me. I've been working really hard on the Hallmarkies podcast, getting those videos out, covering all the Christmas movies. I figured out that I watched 50 new Christmas movies this year already, and there's still a lot more coming. So it's been pretty intense. My favorite is this little movie called Christmas Perfection about this girl who goes inside her Irish village. And it was really silly and bonkers, but I thought it was really funny. I really enjoyed it. So that's my favorite so far, but of the Christmas movies. So see, Jane says, can't believe no Gnomes nomination. I still need to see that. I've been meaning to. It's Gnomes and Next Gen. I'll have to see before I do my animation ranking. And hopefully I'll get to see Ruben the Collector eventually, because that looks pretty good. And I always try to see all the movies that are submitted for nomination to the Academy. So anyway, that's my thoughts, and let me know what you think of these nominations, and whether for Golden Globes or for the Annies. That would be really cool. And thanks to Nate and Jaden for being in the comments in the chat room. And if you want me to do more things like this, just let me know, because it's really easy. It's a lot of fun. So I enjoy doing them. And so I'll talk to you all later. Bye.